Aloha, my kako. This is Oracle of the Golden Spiral. Today we're going to do a reading for Scorpio. Reading for Scorpio. My messages have no dates, therefore they're yours whenever you find them. Current energy for Scorpio, please. Current energy for Scorpio. Scorpio, you have the Nine of Swords, the High Priestess, the Ace of Cups, Death, the Nine of Pentacles, the King of Wands, and the Devil. Okay, Scorpio, this has a lot to do with self-love. What are we looking for? What do we... It's like you're at a time where you are looking for what moves you, what speaks to your heart, what is that guiding light. First of all, that, makes you happy, but on a deeper subconscious level, how it affords you success in an ever-changing world. You have gone through some type of ending or change, and I want to say that this is in a relationship. It really has to do with a tough ending but with endings, what happens? It comes the opportunity to begin anew. And right now, you are looking around, and wow, it's funny because this is very similar to the Sagittarius reading, except it's just turned on its head. It's like completely upside down, or maybe it's one of those through the looking glass kind of experiences. We've gotten to exactly the same place, but instead of from figuring out who we are, and then having that first moment of authenticity and success, it's almost as if some ending has forced a renewal and rebirth so that we are focused on that creation and understanding of true authenticity. Who are you? And you are on the path to figuring out who that is. But it's almost as if you have reached that point. You've been able to work through it and figure out who it is that you are. And it's almost as if, even though there was some kind of ending or end of a relationship or end of a job or something coming to a close, it's as if all that time you had been doing work to set yourself up for something great. And when you look around, it's not like you're left in the shambles. It's not as if you were left in ruin. It's as if you looked around and everything had led to actually a sturdier, more stable foundation for yourself in the process, with or without that person, with or without that job, with or without that opportunity. Right now, if you are not at the point where you recognize that stableness, look around yourself, because it is there. Because what has brought you to this today is that searching, the searching for the feeling of, maybe we're going back and it's been a little while but we're reliving it, or maybe we're at the point where we're trying to, fill that hole, that void, and we're asking God, Spirit, Universe for the answers, and or for that missing piece, for that completion, for the answer. But the answers are all around you. Everything that you've created in the time period before this, we moved through that death and rebirth cycle, has brought you to a place of authenticity, to a place of who you are. It's almost as if you developed all the pieces along the way without even recognizing it. And now, with this, whatever this was, now gone, the rebirth is the awakening and understanding that you are in a better place than you've ever been before. And what you have to look forward to is you creating a world that is specifically for you. The Nine of Pentacles is all about, it's pre-Empress energy, right? It's where we look around and this is our safe haven. This is all the things that we've created. We're looking good. We're feeling, well, we're not feeling so great, but we're, in a very self-created environment of stability and happiness. Well, maybe not. We still have worry and anxieties pertaining to this scenario, but we've worked to the point where we've done things to empower ourselves with that recognition or not, because we were living authentically from our heart. And what we're left with are all of these little seeds that lead to your ultimate come up. The King of Wands is who is he? He's not someone that makes money for money. He's self-made, self-developed. I talk about this a lot. Like, his staff is a stick. And while it may have, the decorative markings of time and experiences and things of that nature, he built every single part of it himself. And that is essentially the next step that you're moving into. This right here is about the recognition that while you're going through this experience, you've developed everything that you need to become your ultimate success. Let's get another card for the Devil, please. Tell me about the Devil. Okay, your advice. Yeah, okay, I figured. Okay. So you have the Emperor and the King of Swords. So your advice is, do not let whatever this experience was go ahead and harden your heart, because there is passion as we move from this phase into this phase. There is passion in the King of Wands. There is true heart energy, everything developed from this place of self and knowing and passion, right? What drives us and that type of thing. And your advice is not to blow or extinguish that flame of passion out, and by letting this experience, whatever it is, close our heart and make us stay in our head, right? In your case, this tangible world, this comfort, this everything was created by emotion and passion. And in and for you in this reading, the greatest challenge is when we get into that headspace, because we can't get out, and then we hope for the universe, our higher self, our intuition to come back to allay this. So what this tells me as far as your advice is that if we let it harden our heart, if we let it speak to, if we let it harden us and wound us so that we enter into things from our head and from an egoic nature, then there will be, I don't want to say that there will be loss, but there will, because it won't be building from this authentic place, right? It's going to be building from a state of fear, building from a state of calculation, when really what the universe asks us to do is to build from, yes, it's important to see things clearly. Yes, it's important to think about other people and to move the, pieces on the chessboard so that we can take care of the empire. But what that leads to in every case, I've been watching this series about the Roman Empire and like all these different emperors, and just having that power. What it leads to is that we do want what's best for the people, but ultimately we need to win that power dynamic. And if we get into this place, these energies are wonderful energies, don't get me wrong. This is true clarity and understanding, being able to see all of the moving parts. This is, emperor energy. This is nothing to be, messed with. But it's when we get into the darker sides of these energies, and that is possible because like I said, what brought you to this reading is that underlying thought spiral that you're in. It's like we've touched back to this space, and although we're moving forward, it draws me back to not the rebirth section of this, where there is such a beautiful promise of tomorrow, but to the portion where this relationship ended, or this job ended, or this connection to something, or this way of living that you understood ended, and we're searching for the answers, begging the universe to show us what those answers are. Don't get stuck in the cynical. Look around to see all the things that you built for yourself along the way when you probably weren't even noticing, because that's what's going to take you to your ultimate success. In that, you will find that new job, you'll find that new experience, you'll find that new person. But you've also gained this incredible gift of being incredibly self-sufficient and knowing that you can, once you see that, right now you're questioning it, but once you see your personal stability, your, you know, this is pre-Empress energy. There's nothing that you can't conquer in that sense. And when it comes from a space of your true nature, pure love, and your natural intensity, that is what is going to develop experience and a future that's going to be exactly what you need it to be, because you built it exactly the way that you wanted. There's a real important message here about not letting external things other people do, external things, derail this transition right here. But we are. So if you're looking for the answers from the universe, you already knew the answer, and that is to ignore what's going on externally, ignore other people's choices. All you can determine is what your choices are. And if you make them from that space, you will have success. Success is pretty much guaranteed. Okay, thank you, Scorpio. That is what I have for you. Please like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Mahalo.